Okay, now we all know what little Boafengs are like. I love them. I'm very pleased with them. They're very nice. They're cheap. That's okay, I can handle that. But when we put the battery on, now you'll notice this lock will click out or kick out like that, and that pretty well locks the battery in. Okay, like I said, I like them, so I decided to buy a second one, and this is my second one. Like go on the Boafeng UV5R, and I'm quite happy. So I thought, well, with this one, I'll get the big battery. Might last a little bit longer. This is the what is it? The 3,800 milliamp hours, or 7.4 volts. And when I tried to put it in, you'll notice it doesn't catch the lock. The lock is still pushed in, ready to pop out, but it isn't. And no matter what I did, it just simply would not engage the lock. And I tried using it as it was. I mean, it's a very tight fit, but a good bit of shaking, and it would just slide out. Okay, so I thought, well, perhaps I can fix that. And I did a little bit of butchery work, and I tried to lower these pins, thinking that perhaps that was stopping it from going in far enough. But no, it made no difference whatsoever, so I thought, well, I'll stop that one. And I had thoughts of, let me see, actually grinding this down with a little wheel, one of those little, forget what you call them, those little wheels, grinding wheels, and to try and raise the catch so it would be in engaging mode rather than not locking at all. And again, it didn't work. Well, it didn't work. I wasn't going to attempt it. I didn't want to stop it up any further. So I had an idea that when you push this in, this clip, the bell clip, if that was able to be held by something such as a little bit of aluminium I got, and that would keep the battery in place, and it would stop it from falling out. And you've got to obviously glue it in exactly the right spot, because you have to be able to engage it just like that. Like that. Okay, let's try that again. I wasn't watching the screen then. So, there. And that works quite well. I used Araldite to glue that little piece of aluminium. The aluminium is about 25mm long, and of course when you glue it into place you have to make sure it's just the right spot. And I used Araldite, which is a two-component epoxy, I'm not sure whether it's a resin or not, but it's an epoxy glue, and it's very strong. Of course, you need to be careful when you got it into place. You just test it and make sure it's in the right place before you actually press it down. But then you've got to make sure you lock it into place without this part touching the glue. You don't want this bit being glued down. As you push that down, that will spread out. So what I did, I had a little thingy. Here it is. It's one of those little nut drivers. And what I did, I just left that into place, and it applies a little bit of pressure, but also it stopped that from catching onto the glue that leaks out. Okay, and that's how I do it. You don't mean you use a pen, pencil, whatever, as long as you lift this out of place. Now you may see that at the end of the process, I had glue coming out of the edge, and all I did was I waited till it dried. I waited about 4 hours to make sure. It isn't fast drying. This particular version of Velda was fast drying, and I then had to basically cut the resin or the glue that poured out or pushed out, and just cut it and flick it away, and that it comes away quite easily, very easily. And then I left it overnight, not wanting to take any chances of this being permanently glued, because that would defeat the purpose. I'll never get this off again. So that's how I did it. It's not in the way. It locks it in quite tight, and it saves you having to butcher your case or your lock or your catch and cause further problems. It's a messy affair grinding the bits away, but this worked, and I'm quite happy. So there it is. As you can still see, the lock is still not catching, but that doesn't matter now. And with the lock in place, if you ever need to use the other battery, the smaller battery, that will still work. Oh, come on. As you can see, you can't pull it out. It still has to be unlatched. So, that's how we solved this little problem. Just gluing a piece of aluminium. 25mm thick. 25mm wide. And I would say, where's my little ruler? It would be probably about 2.5mm thick. Thickness is not all that terribly important, as long as it goes over the catch. There we go. This is the other radio. It'll work just fine. So there you go. How I solved the problem. The Boafeng battery not wanting to catch and lock into place. Cheers for now.